Have you ever walked away from an interaction feeling emotionally drained, confused, or even spiritually oppressed? If you've dealt with a narcissist, this experience might feel more intense than a typical disagreement or personality clash. Some suggest that the harm narcissists inflict isn't purely psychological. It might even be spiritual, as if there's something darker operating through them. Could it be that their behavior is influenced by a demonic spirit? In this video, we'll explore 8 unmistakable signs that a narcissist's demonic spirit could be targeting you. These behaviors go beyond manipulation and toxicity. They attack your peace, identity, and spirit. Stay with me as we dive deep into these signs and their profound impact on your life. If you find this article helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to spread awareness and help others protect themselves. The narcissist's hook, false charm with hidden intentions. Narcissists are unparalleled in their ability to exude charm and magnetism. When you first encounter them, they seem to possess an almost magical ability to connect with you on a deeply personal level. They pay attention to every detail, mirroring your interests, values, and emotions. It feels as though they were made to understand you, to fulfill the emotional needs you didn't even realize you had. Yet beneath this radiant exterior lies a calculated and sinister intent. This stage, often referred to as love bombing, is no accident. Narcissists use it to overwhelm your defenses, flooding you with affection, compliments, and sometimes extravagant gestures. Whether it's through excessive praise, grandiose promises, or constant attention, their goal is singular: to make you feel dependent on their presence. You're drawn in not just by what they say, but how they make you feel, valued, important, and even irreplaceable. But the brilliance of their charm lies in its superficiality. This isn't genuine admiration or love. It's a performance designed to create emotional leverage. They study you, identifying your vulnerabilities, perhaps a longing for validation, a fear of abandonment, or a deep desire to be understood, and they exploit these with surgical precision. It's as if they have an uncanny ability to see exactly what you need, and they use this knowledge to ensnare you. As the relationship progresses, the mask begins to slip. The adoration and attention that once felt so authentic are replaced by manipulation, control, and often outright disdain. The transition can be gradual or abrupt, but it always reveals their true nature. The very qualities that once made you feel uplifted become tools to undermine you. Compliments turn into backhanded insults, attention morphs into interrogation, and promises dissolve into disappointments. Why does this feel spiritual? Because their charm often seems otherworldly in its precision. It's too exact, too tailored, as if they're tapping into a deeper, hidden knowledge of your psyche. This calculated seduction isn't just emotional. It feels like an attack on your spirit, pulling you into a web of dependency and confusion. The initial high of their charm becomes a trap, and by the time you realize it, disentangling yourself feels nearly impossible. This false charm is the cornerstone of the narcissist's strategy. It's the bait in their trap, and recognizing it for what it truly is, a deceptive facade, is the first step to protecting yourself. Twisting reality, gaslighting, and manipulation. Gaslighting is one of the most insidious tactics narcissists use, and it can leave you questioning not just the world around you, but your very sense of self. It's a form of psychological manipulation that distorts your perception of reality, making you doubt your memories, feelings, and even your sanity. With a skilled narcissist, gaslighting doesn't just confuse, it isolates, disorients, and ultimately weakens you, creating fertile ground for their control to grow. Imagine confronting a narcissist about something hurtful they said or did. Rather than acknowledging their actions, they respond with lines like, "That's not what happened," "You're imagining things," or "You're so dramatic, stop overreacting." They might even accuse you of being the one at fault, flipping the situation to make you feel guilty. Over time, these constant denials and reversals chip away at your confidence in your own judgment. The manipulation doesn't stop there. A narcissist will twist your words, actions, and intentions to suit their narrative. If you express hurt, they'll accuse you of being too sensitive. If you question their behavior, they'll claim you're paranoid or unreasonable. These tactics make you second-guess your reality and create a sense of dependency on their version of events. You begin to lean on them for clarity, even though they're the source of your confusion. What makes gaslighting feel spiritual is its effect on your inner truth. It doesn't just alter how you see the world, it disconnects you from your core self. You may find yourself constantly questioning your instincts and doubting your ability to discern right from wrong. This internal conflict creates a gap, a kind of spiritual void where peace and self-trust once resided. Gaslighting also isolates you. By making you feel uncertain and unstable, the narcissist cuts you off from others who might validate your experiences. This separation compounds your vulnerability, leaving you more susceptible to their influence. It's a calculated strategy to keep you trapped in their web of control. The spiritual undertone of gaslighting lies in its ability to erode your sense of self. It's not just about manipulating your mind. It's an attack on your spirit, designed to make you lose faith in your inner guidance. Breaking free from this manipulation requires more than just recognizing the lies. It demands a conscious effort to reconnect with your inner truth and rebuild the trust you've lost in yourself. Gaslighting is a silent, invisible assault, but awareness is its antidote. Once you see the tactic for what it is, a deliberate attempt to twist reality, you can begin to reclaim your power and protect your mind and spirit from further harm. Emotional draining, the energy vampire effect. Narcissists are often referred to as energy vampires because of their uncanny ability to drain the life force from those around them. Engaging with them can feel like an endless cycle of giving without receiving, leaving you emotionally, mentally, and even physically exhausted. Their constant need for validation, admiration, and attention is insatiable, and no matter how much you offer, it's never enough. This relentless demand can leave you feeling depleted and disconnected from yourself. The dynamic is inherently one-sided. A narcissist thrives on being the center of attention and often manipulates situations to ensure their needs are prioritized. Whether it's through excessive complaints, dramatic outbursts, or subtle guilt trips, they create scenarios where your focus is always on them. However, when you need support, empathy, or even basic acknowledgement, they're notably absent or dismissive. This imbalance chips away at your emotional reserves, making it feel like you're pouring into a bottomless well. The draining effect isn't just about their demands. It's also about their unpredictability. Narcissists often create emotional chaos, keeping you on edge and unsure of what mood or behavior to expect next. One moment, they might shower you with praise. The next, they might criticize or ignore you. This roller coaster dynamic forces you to expend emotional energy trying to stabilize the relationship or avoid conflict. Over time, this constant state of vigilance takes a toll on your mental and emotional health. When viewed through a spiritual lens, this behavior feels even more sinister. It's as if the narcissist draws not just on your emotional energy, but your very essence, your sense of peace, joy, and connection to yourself. Their presence often leaves you feeling heavy, unmotivated, or even numb, as though they've siphoned off a part of your spirit to sustain their own. This parasitic dynamic can feel oppressive, like an unseen force weighing you down. The spiritual impact becomes especially evident in how difficult it is to recover from interactions with a narcissist. Unlike typical conflicts, which may resolve with time, the aftermath of dealing with a narcissist lingers. You might feel a profound emptiness or fatigue that's hard to explain, even after you've physically removed yourself from their presence. This lingering depletion can feel like a spiritual residue, a reminder of the energy they've taken. Breaking free from this draining cycle requires more than setting boundaries. It demands intentional recovery. Replenishing your emotional and spiritual reserves might involve grounding practices, seeking supportive relationships, and consciously reconnecting with activities that bring you joy and peace. Recognizing the narcissist's effect on your energy is the first step toward regaining your strength and protecting your well-being. Narcissists don't just take, they consume. But by understanding their tactics and prioritizing your self-care, you can begin to heal from their draining influence and reclaim your inner light. Isolation tactics, cutting you off from support. Narcissists thrive on control, and one of the most effective ways they achieve it is by isolating you from your support system. They might subtly criticize your friends and family, plant doubts about their intentions, or create conflicts that drive a wedge between you and your loved ones. For example, they might say, "Your best friend seems jealous of us," or "Your family doesn't really understand you like I do." These statements sow seeds of doubt, gradually cutting you off from the people who could offer support or perspective. Once you're isolated, their grip on you tightens. This isn't just a psychological strategy. It feels like an attack on your spirit, as if they're trying to cut you off from the light and love in your life. Exploiting vulnerabilities. Targeting your weak spots. Narcissists have an uncanny ability to sense your vulnerabilities. Whether it's a past trauma, an insecurity, or a fear, they seem to zero in on it with precision. But instead of offering support, they weaponize your vulnerabilities against you. For instance, if you confide in them about a fear of abandonment, they might use it to manipulate you, saying things like, "If you leave me, no one else will ever care about you." This targeted attack doesn't just hurt, it feels invasive, as though they've reached into the deepest parts of your soul. This behavior feels spiritual because it strikes at the core of who you are. It's not just manipulation, it's a calculated assault on your identity and sense of self-worth. Resistance to your growth. Sabotaging your progress. Have you noticed how a narcissist reacts when you try to improve yourself? Whether it's pursuing a new hobby, focusing on your spiritual growth, or healing from past wounds, they seem to resist your progress at every turn. For example, if you start practicing mindfulness or prayer, they might dismiss it as pointless, or even mock you for it. They'll create distractions, pick fights, or belittle your efforts to keep you from growing. Why? Because your growth threatens their control. If you become stronger, more self-assured, or more connected to your spiritual self, their influence over you diminishes. This resistance feels deeply spiritual, as if they're trying to dim your light to maintain their dominance. Oppressive energy, the weight of their presence. Being around a narcissist often feels heavy. There's an oppressive energy about them that's hard to describe, but impossible to ignore. Even when they're not actively manipulating or criticizing, their very presence can feel toxic. This heaviness lingers even after they're gone. You might find yourself replaying their words, feeling their judgment, or struggling to shake their influence. It's as though their energy leaves a residue, one that requires conscious effort to cleanse. This lingering oppression feels spiritual, as if their presence carries more than just emotional weight. It feels like a shadow that clings to your spirit. Lingering effects. Breaking free isn't easy. Even after you've cut ties with a narcissist, their influence can linger. Their words echo in your mind, their manipulation haunts your thoughts, and their presence feels hard to escape. Breaking free requires more than just physical distance. It demands emotional healing and spiritual cleansing. This lingering effect is one of the clearest signs of the spiritual nature of their impact. It's as if they've left a mark on your soul, one that takes time and effort to heal. How to protect yourself and heal. If these signs resonate, it's crucial to take action. Here are some steps to protect yourself and begin healing. 1. Recognize the patterns. Awareness is the first step. Once you understand their tactics, you can begin to resist their influence. 2. Seek support. Surround yourself with trusted friends, family, or professionals who can help you regain perspective and strength. 3. Reclaim your spirit. Whether through prayer, meditation, or grounding practices, reconnect with your inner peace and light. 4. Set boundaries. Protect your energy by establishing firm boundaries and sticking to them. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to help others recognize and resist these harmful influences. Together, we can spread awareness and reclaim our peace in the face of darkness. Until next time, stay strong and vigilant.